Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Velocity Sellers Podcast. I'm your host, Velocity Pete, and today we're joined by two regulars. Well, I guess Eric's a regular, James is sort of a half regular, and he never lets me forget it. But we're joined by our two directors of brand management, Eric, who we've all seen on the show a lot, and James. So guys, thanks again for hopping on the show to talk about a interesting topic. Again, it's not really, I feel like this isn't as talked about as much, Amazon B2B, the ins and outs, and maybe kind of how you're missing out on some sales by not using all of the tools in this feature.
Yeah, thanks, Pete, for having us. Looking forward to talking a little bit about B2B. We won't get too complicated. We'll just kind of keep a nice beginner level, look into the opportunities here on Amazon.
Yep. Thanks for having it, Pete. Finally.
I was waiting for it. Thank you, James, for being so patient with me. All right, let's get right into it. Talking about Amazon business to business, B2B, as the cool kids say. Can we get just a brief overview of what is a business to business account? The quick 30-second basics on what it is, Eric.
B2B on Amazon right now is it's not a separate account, right? It's your same Amazon Seller Central account, or if you're selling on Vendor Central, you can do the same thing. But if it's on that account, right? You don't have to have like a separate thing in your catalog. Actually, before you even get to the catalog, just to mix in, you just have to go into, I believe there's a link to, James, help me out. It's just like a link to say, yes, I want to do it. And once you click that link, you have the business pricing will all of a sudden pop up. So you'll see your ASIN, your SKU, your title, and then I think it's inventory, and then something business price. So it's right there. So when you pull up your manage inventory tab, there's just going to be a blank spot for your business pricing. Plop in some business price and you are in. So what this means is that if you're a school, or if you're a hair salon, or if you're whatever business, right, and you want to start buying products for your business. So when I used to work in an office, we always had a break room. There would be toilet paper, paper towels, napkins, whatever that stuff is. So sellers that are selling those products would be able to give discounts to those businesses. So if you're a napkin company, let's say, you could sell it direct to consumer for $19.99, but you're like, hey, I'll sell a business the same product for maybe $19. And the idea there is to give a little bit of a discount to incentivize those businesses to buy in bulk. That's kind of the basics. James, I don't know if you have anything else to add to that, but that's kind of what it is.
Basically, Amazon gives each seller, Seller Central account, two options to go after, two market options to go after: B2C, B2B. Okay, so you can do direct to consumer or business. Typically, there's two different type of Prime members. There's a personal Prime account, or there's a business Prime account. Okay. So the people that have a business Prime account could be just like, as Eric was alluding to or talking about, it's a hospital or a mechanic shop, or anybody really that has a business can get a business Prime account. And when they log into their business Prime account, they can actually see the business to business pricing that's available by those individual sellers. Okay. And how Eric was describing in regards to the control panel, you have your list price and then you have a business to business price. If you have your business to business price in there and it's within 1 cent less than your list price, those products become available to the B2B purchaser, prospect. All right. So, and then Amazon compiles a lot of data for you on what verticals or industries are purchasing product from you, as well as what those products are. Okay, so you can then cater your advertising or graphics or strategies based on the data that you're seeing that Amazon's providing to kind of basically get your average order, your average sales order up. So for instance, if you're direct to consumer and it's a $40 product, potentially could be a $70 sale, right? Because they're buying multiples. So B2B is a great way to market to outside of direct to consumer.
I know that having like a business prime account, it's not just exclusive like to businesses, right? Like I know I had specifically, I guess this was kind of a business, but I had an old boss that he ran an Airbnb, and he opened up a business prime account to buy things for his house, like what do you call that? His stay, his location. We'll say his location. So it's not just like, you're not limited to just, I mean, obviously there's a million, bajillion different businesses out there. But there's also people, buying stuff for their one-person business or something like an Airbnb like that too. So there's a lot more people than I think some companies may realize are on this like business side of Amazon.
Yeah, it's the perception, right? People that have a business prime account, their mindset already is that it's going to be a lot less expensive for them to go through their business. And even in some cases, those items are readily available for purchase, as well as tiered discounts. So you can buy multiples, which on Amazon, technically you can't do that on the consumer side without, so you get a lot of good tier discounts, which I think the perception is for a lot of businesses, they want to either buy in bulk or buy in multiples. So.
Yeah. Eric, did you have something you wanted to throw in there?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like you said, Airbnb. Like it doesn't have to be these big corporations. It doesn't have to be like Microsoft or somebody doing this. It could be small mom and pop shops. I used to have other businesses before I got mainly into the Amazon space, and it would have been beneficial if I'd have known about that back then. This was like way back, like a whole nother lifetime ago. But there's just like a lot of opportunities there. Even like with most of our clients, we usually say, hey, you're leaving some money on the table if you're not participating in this thing. And I would assume that most are, but if you're not, you should. But with that being said, there's just a lot of hot deals. There's like, just like, you're going to save, like if let's say you're a truck driver running your own business, get an Amazon business account. You could probably get, a new coffee mug for a little bit less. You could get like, I don't know, some, snowsuits or whatever you need for trucking, or any other business. There's going to be opportunity there, and if there's opportunity there as a buyer, there's an opportunity there for a seller. You might think to yourself, hey, I sell doilies. What business is going to buy? Well, maybe a funeral home.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll buy some doilies. Maybe a wedding planner will buy some doilies. You have no idea. So just because you don't think you're a business, like your product is for businesses, you could be surprised. Exactly. And like what James said, it costs you a penny. Just drop your price. So $19.99, if your doily sells for $19.99, drop it down to $19.98. See what you get. We're going to talk about the B2B Central, which is on Amazon. If you go up to the top left corner of your Amazon seller account, hit the little hamburger, draw all the way down at the very bottom. I think it says B2B Central. Click that button, and it's going to take you to a hub that's going to give you all kinds of data. And from that data, you can make better decisions on how to approach your B2B, and you could even make better decisions how to approach your listings. I know James kind of mentioned that you're going to be able to kind of see some of the people that are buying your products, and you might think that your demo is, commercial, when actually your demo is health and wellness or something. James, have you found in some of your accounts, have you seen that kind of flip happen before?
Yeah. It's I see it a lot more often now than in the past. I think a lot of people are getting more aware. I think these podcasts like this are kind of showing it to light. But I think it more and more that Amazon's marketing their business to business department, I think it's almost like the brain. You're only utilizing a certain portion or certain percentage. Amazon's just like that. I think only on the business to business side, there's only like 5% that's really utilized of the Amazon business to business. Okay. You've got your business profile that you can create. There's Amazon certifications, okay? So minority-owned businesses, federal government 889 certification, Black-owned business. It keeps going on from there. And what happens is a lot of people don't understand is Amazon has a procurement department out there that is a street team, an outside sales team that tries to funnel those agreements and contracts through Amazon B2B. So maybe one day you might wake up and there's an RFP, which is a request for proposal for a massive order of your products. Okay. So their street team is actually funneling that business through Amazon B2B, and they're incentivized. So Business Prime members are incentivized if they want to do business with the government, or if they want to do business with minority-owned businesses, okay? They might be able to get incentivized through maybe business loans or whatever the case is, as long as they do businesses with those certifications. So that's one untapped portion. The other untapped, kind of what Eric was talking about as well, we noticed a client that was doing, there was some multiples being purchased, and their bulk of their business was wholesale or distribution, and it's like in the boat industry. And these particular items could be sold by the case pack, but they didn't want the regular consumer buying it through the case. So what you can do with Amazon B2B is create a case pack listing, but make it only available to B2B. So B2C never sees it. Okay. So that's attractive. You could do palletized. You just need a UPC for your pallet, load it up on Amazon, and then all of a sudden you could get someone buying a pallet. And we did this. We started seeing this in the COVID side of things for COVID tests. A lot of hospitals were buying by the pallet. Okay. They buy by the case, they buy by the pallet. So there's endless opportunity on the B2B side.
Yeah. No, I love the case pack, and I love the quantity discounts as well. Looking at B2C customers, like looking at like, oh, like if you buy what do you call it? If you buy 10 of these, I'll give you like a 5% discount. And you're making more per unit because they're buying in bulk and all that stuff. I love buying in bulk. Big fan of the Costco model. To give a little shout out to one of my favorite chain grocery stores. There's no point not to, if you can buy something in bulk and it's not going to like expire quickly. It's not what's the word? Perishable. Like, why wouldn't you? And this obviously it's different on Amazon, but I just love buying in bulk. So I really like Amazon business to business. I really like having like these business prices in there. These, like I said, these quantity discounts, the different types. All this stuff is very, very exciting to me. So
I also want to mention, like, this is a great way to start doing like a cause-related marketing plan, right? The consumers kind of changed over time, right? Before it was just like, hey, that's Nike, I'm going to buy it. I mean, that still kind of exists. But now you see more and more people, sometimes they'll boycott things. Like if sometimes like, hey, I don't like the values here. I don't like what they do here. That, it's the other way as well. Like Tom's Shoes, right, is a good example, right? Tom's Shoes is tomorrow shoes, right? You buy a pair of shoes, they donate a pair of shoes. That's their business. That's what they do. That's their cause. So if you update one of your certificates, it's small business. Everybody loves small business. Nobody's ever like, small business, those jerks. They're always like, hey, we need to support more small business. So if you have a small business certificate, that could potentially bring you in more small business supporters. And same with all of the other kind of certificates. So it's just another platform, or not platform might not be the right word, but it's another opportunity for you to kind of showcase your business, start gaining some more brand awareness while you're also increasing your volume on your sales to these businesses. And that's just kind of trickle down, and you're just going to start getting a lot more momentum. From that, with those certificates, there is a place to fill out your profile, and you can, and I just was kind of looking into it because I couldn't remember how the character limit. I had it up here. I thought it was like you can, and James, maybe if you know off the top of your head, I can try to double check
Thousands.
here. But like, yeah, I was going to say it's like, wasn't it like 10,000 characters or something?
It's crazy.
So like, So you have opportunities to just tell the world about your business, and like there's the store page that you can create, but that's more of kind of for like more of a hard sell. With the business profiles, it's a soft sell. You can kind of just say, hey, this is what we are, this is what we do, this is our cause, this is kind of all of this information. And again, this is just going to help you just kind of snowball into a global brand.
Yeah. Yeah, and just to piggyback off that, Eric, it's as you're building that profile, when you look at a listing and you see it sold by, right, you could actually click that seller, and it actually opens up the the client-facing profile of that business, okay? There's a logo attached to it. You can put Dunn's information. You can put your own Q&A in there as well, so you can do customized Q&A. So if you look and if you have a common questions that a lot of customers reach out and ask you, you can always put that in there. You could put your returns policy in there as well, which is really great. So you can really expand upon it and really build your, I guess, seller confidence or buyer confidence, right? Because if that's not filled out and you're comparing the two products, and it might be just more importers coming in, and you rather buy from, buy something that could possibly be better supported, then obviously you're going to see that in the business profile. You're going to be like, oh, okay, I get a little bit more warm and fuzzy. I feel confident in this purchase. And then you can kind of move on and make your decision based off that. And then the other thing that I really liked what Eric was pointing out was being more targeted and focused on when you look at that data that's coming in on the business to business side, you might see the different industries that are purchasing, and you could really cater your market, how you're going to market that product, right? To get that competitive advantage, right? It could be you have a product and it could be like the healthcare industry, and you're like, really? The healthcare is buying this? Why not do a custom image that has a hospital in the background with the product, kind of photoshopped in there, and have your ad team run some ads and target, keywords of hospitals and stuff like that. You could jump your increase some sales and conversion just by doing some different competitive things. And I tell you, not a lot of businesses or sellers are doing anything like that. They're not getting that intelligent.
I love that idea. So here's, James, I don't know if you've tried this. What you could do is going back to what you said. Like, if you want to just sell to B2B, you just erase this. This is theoretical here. This is what I've read on Amazon. They say this is possible. I've never actually done it. No, I don't have bold enough clients here. But what you could do is you remove your regular price, right? And then just have your business price. But from the data that you see that James just kind of said, where if it's health or commercial, you customize that ASIN directly to that business. So if you see that 80% of your stuff is being sold, or your business sales are coming from healthcare, customize. You can make it like grab one of your GS1 purchased UPCs,
valid
barcodes,
nothing from Fiverr, from anywhere else. GS1 only.
Yes. And so you could, like, you're going to be, we go back to like case packs or different sizes. Maybe you find out, do some testing over the next 3, 4, or 5 months, see the popular case packs tier discounts. So if it's like a 5 tier, 10 tier, 20 tier, whatever that is, build that directly into a case pack. You can even build in your warehouse those packs, slap the labels right on them, send them to FBA, and it goes straight to businesses. And then you can customize that image stack. And that way you're not splitting your market or your demo. Like in one case, you have a B2C images, and then you'd have the other one would be B2B images. So you could try to do some testing that way. And then you could also make your warehouse team a little bit easier, because you could pre-pack all that stuff, have that ready, send it out to FBA, instead of just being like waiting for certain pack sizes to come in and then you're filling them that way. So just kind of a thought there. So I love all of this stuff. It's fantastic. It gets me excited when we talk strategies and new opportunities, because there's money everywhere on Amazon. That's the beauty of it. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm ready to actually try that, Eric. I think when we get off, I'm gonna find that guinea pig and see if we can see if we can run with it. Now, moving, and what I like about the business portal or that that B2B Central is it'll show your non B2B sales versus your B2B sales, and you can use it as a slider like business reports and run it for the month, run it for the week, and you could actually see what was selling out of those B2B, and what actually you can even get further into it and find out which vertical is buying those particular products or industry, which was just extremely helpful. But yeah, I get excited about that too. I think I just for a client just to go, hey, we need to grow. These in our tool belts are just kind of those hidden metrics that we can just say, hey, I can potentially give you an extra 5 or 10% lift year over year just by catering to the B2B market. And the more that you're in there, the more visibility that you have. You never know. You might get this RFP, this hospital, or I keep saying hospital. It could be any industry that wants a bid. It could be a school, let's say. So K through 12 might have an initiative, especially towards the end of the year, to spend that money, but they have to push it through an RFP or push it through a proposal. You might just show up and all of a sudden you have an RFP. I even have seen on the business to business side with approval on the business prime member, they can do invoicing. So net 30, net 45 terms on there as well. That's kind of unspoken. So when your business is used to selling to other businesses, usually net 30 is kind of typical, net 30, net 45, net 60. Amazon's catering to that as well now. So you'll be able to accept potentially, as long as that particular buyer has gone through that process and is approved, then it'll show up and you can have all the confidence that Amazon's going to back you on making sure that you do receive those funds. So that's pretty cool.
Wow. But yeah. Now, this is all, like I said, it's all very exciting stuff. I even have, it's so exciting because I even have my own little success story. Normally, it's just me asking the experts, like, hey, do you have any examples? This time I have an example. The host has an example. In another life, if you guys can believe it, I was a brand manager.
No.
Yes. And one of the brands that I work with wasn't on business. He didn't have his 889 certification. But once we got both of those things on there, the 889 certification and just general business price with some fixed quantity discounts, his sales went up. I want to say in a 3-month period, they were up like 400 something percent. Like it just took off. It was crazy. It was crazy. We really just grew his sales just simply by doing that. I mean, like you said, we looked at the slider of like B2B versus non B2B sales. And like for that 3-month period, B2B just really skyrocketed, and they kept growing. They didn't, obviously you can't grow 400% month over month every month, but they were a steady kind of at that point where it was like, all right, this is great. It's an extra couple $100,000 in his pocket just by adding in B2B and again, that government certification. So it was so simple to take a flat file and just auto copy over his prices and just subtract one. And then the quantity discount, same thing, just like inputting like, hey, like if you buy X amount, you get X percent off. So simple. And there's the different kinds of it too. There's different kinds of quantity discounts. So you can do the fixed and the percentage off, right? So the fixed, and you guys can talk a little more about this if you know more, but as my understanding is the fixed is like, you have to buy this many. That's the discount. That's what you get. And here's your discount. But the quantity is a little more flexible. It's like, hey, you can buy 1, you can buy 2 and get X percent off. You can buy 3, you can buy 10, you can buy 20. So I like them both. I think quantity, I'm more of like a flexible, being a Libra, I'm an air sign, so I go with the flow. I'm more of a flexible kind of person. I also do yoga, so pretty flexible, literally. So I like the quantity ones. It gives the sellers the buyers and the sellers, I guess, more options to really purchase these products in whatever kind of bulk size they may need. But have you guys seen any kind of real big success like that? Like, I'm going to toot my own horn. Any success like me? Huh? You guys seen any crazy success like that?
Yeah, there's some pretty good lifts I've seen. I'm a little disappointed that company's not over here yet. That followed you. So with having that good of success, I'm expecting either Eric or myself kind of managing that for, bringing that over and mimicking that success. But the B2B pricing, it can be simple, right? There's a flat file upload now that you can do, which is great for those little experts that are out there that want to do some deeper dives and do a mass bulk upload. There could be some issues if you have a repricer or your minimums and maximums are not set properly. So you just got to be careful on that. So what I mean by that, let's say you have your minimum set and you want to do a certain tier, and that tier will go below that minimum, it won't accept it. So you just got to be careful and make sure that all matches up, and you're within your lower floor, because as soon as you set the minimum, you cannot, no matter if it's B2B or whatnot. But to answer your question, yeah, I've seen some pretty good successes. Not 400%. I can't toot my horn that way. I guess that's why you're retired from brand management and moved into more of podcasting.
While I was ahead, I said, "There's no way I'm topping this."
But that also could go from 1 sale to 10 sales, and you have 1,000% ratio. No. No. Usually, what I see is between a 5 and 25%, anywhere from that range. It depends on how big the client is. If they're doing several million, then obviously a 2% or 4%, 5% lift is amazing. I don't see any cannibalization between the two yet. I haven't noticed where you're taken away from your direct-to-consumer sales by having a B2B tiered pricing. I haven't really dove real deep into that, but I haven't seen where a major shift of those sales going over to B2B. And a misconception that a lot of brands have is, Amazon B2B, I don't want to set up a wholesale network. I don't want to compete against myself. That's not the design for Amazon B2B. It's not to have such aggressive tier percentage discounts where you'll create a reseller. You don't want that. You're just dangling enough of a carrot to incentivize them to purchase more than normal, but not enough where they purchase from you and then sell directly against you. So you can, but that's probably not smart business practice.
I mean, but to jump on that, James, yeah, you probably I don't think you're going to discount that much, right?
Right.
I mean, you'd have to discount below 40% or something like that, right? The tiers are great. And like, I know, I think Pete, you said flat file. Sometimes if you're a smaller seller, don't be scared. I know you're probably running into all sorts of flat file issues because
yeah, that's a whole other episode.
So you can manually just go into your catalog again, right next to your price, just right to the right of that. There's going to be your business price. Okay, right underneath there, I believe there's a little drop down. Click in there. It'll give you, it'll say like quantity and then discount. And then if you click the next, I think there's a button right below that. You click that, it'll be quantity discount. You can go all the way down. I believe with your 1-to-1, right? You just buy one price. I think you can do up to 4 different quantities. Like James said, probably going to be saying the same thing that he said. But typically it's usually like 5% by 5. 10% by 10, 15% by 15, that kind of thing. Keep it simple. I do have clients who are more in the commercial space, tool spaces, things like that, who have like minimum, MOQs, minimum quantity orders on their wholesale side of things on their website. And the nice thing about that is just match that. Just match what that discount is, and then you have that, that integrated, marketing consistency across both platforms, which works that way. If maybe there's the business doesn't want to, maybe it's just like, hey, this website looks a little sketch. Not saying that you guys' websites look sketchy, but sometimes when you're really busy, you're wearing a lot of hats as a small business owner, Amazon could be a good opportunity for you to kind of bring in some more people. The other thing too is when you do have this with these businesses, they can potentially become one of your partners. So if you put a price, like a nice discounted price, or 5%, get 5% off, or buy 5, get 5%, whatever. If they start buying in bulk, they might actually reach out to you on your website. Hey, love your product. Would love to be able to buy more with a better price, right? I know that Don't try to do that. Like, don't try to like find an order number and then communicate to that client or that customer on your Amazon account. That's a big no on Amazon. Just kind of drop that little carrot out there. Give them the discounts. They'll find you if your product's good. I just had a client. We just had somebody buy 50 units. We were like, holy smokes, why is there our sales? What was that day? And it's like, holy smokes, we bought, one guy or one person, one company bought 50 units of this product. And it's kind of like, when somebody buys that many units, I wouldn't be surprised if they reach out.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like you think like you see like a giant spike in sales. You're like, oh, what? So many units this day. What's going on here? Most of the time, if you're, when you're signed up, it's because of the Amazon business to business, which is, again, just a crazy easy. I know my numbers were big, but even like James said, like even like a company that sells a large volume a year, they have like that 2 or 3% growth for basically for free. Just for like putting in prices and discounts into your Amazon Seller Central is very well worth the time of doing it. So
yeah, I think on the increased sales side of things, if you're selling a one-off product, all right, you're selling a onesie, and then the next migration from there is a 2-pack, right? I think most products online go from a 1-pack, 2-pack, maybe a small bundle of up to 5, right? Why not try a case pack and use that just for the B2B vertical, like Eric was saying, is making something that's just for the B2B vertical, and then catering your advertising towards that one particular ASIN, okay? That could be a great option to get lift. The listings themselves sometimes, right? You're just like, oh, should I get this product in Vine? Not too 100% sure on the B2B side. If I listed a product on B2B only, something, Eric, that we might want to look into. If I list a case pack on Amazon on B2B only, can I run a Vine on that? I'm not too sure. I don't know if I think it's so, since there is an ace in there. Maybe. That would be kind of cool. So there's a lot of different things that they could do. They should be able to do that.
I think so.
Yeah. And then then also another cool thing is a lot of companies have lists, right? They have an email marketing list. Why not kind of utilizing off-platform marketing and cater to that audience and say, hey, case packs are now available if you have a Business Prime account. And then driving traffic from that business email list over to Amazon to give it a lift, to give it a boost that way. And then they are incentivized as well to repeat purchases. So you can have that auto purchase going on B2B items. So let's say it's a bottle of water or whatever the case is, and I'm a small business and I just want that to be delivered every month. I can set that as a recurring purchase and have that constantly set up to be sent to my location instead of one individual. So consumables or anything for small businesses, textiles, everything is super cool. And I've even seen in some cases, I don't know how it works on the B2B side, but again, Amazon today has that feature. You can get it within 3 hours. So that would be kind of cool if they had a case pack there. There's delivering these case packs at your door. That would be amazing. But it's a lot of cool things to look at and experiment in 2024, I think. I think it's the year of experiments.
No, James, absolutely fantastic idea. I absolutely love that. Where do like an attribution link. You could even do an attribution link, maybe even get that referral bonus. Go from Facebook, even post, hey, businesses or however. I just saw Reddit. Reddit just, I think, was doing some sort of small business. They're focusing on small business and medium-sized businesses. You can start posting some links maybe on Reddit and try to get some traffic that way.
Yeah.
Like, there's all sorts of these opportunities off of Amazon, and everybody goes, I make more margin on my website. Why would I? Well, everybody goes to Amazon before they're going to go to your website. So do both. You don't have to do one or the other. Everybody's black or white, right? Just do both. Do one audience go to Amazon. The other audience, go to your website. Or split test the same demos, see where your success is. And if your volume is there going to Amazon, then go to Amazon. But anyway, that's me getting all uppity about, refusing to do off Amazon marketing. But anyway, I love that idea, James. Anyway, I think you got something to say though. Someday, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you. I think the perception back in the old days of social marketing was drive traffic to website. But these days, the purchasing cycle is totally different. Like you said, everybody's checking Amazon first. What do the reviews look like? Is it a solid product? I trust those reviews. I've got a Prime account. I want it here in 2 days. I'm gonna buy it through Amazon. Why not change up your cadence a little bit, and instead of every single post go to your website, 1 in 5, try it. 1 in 5 posts goes to Amazon. 1 in 5 posts goes to Amazon. I think you'd be super surprised of the take rate, the conversion rate by doing off-platform to Amazon. You're going to have a much higher conversion because people are going to get it way faster, and they're going to trust those reviews rather than the website side of things. And plus, with off-platform marketing, right, you can get a little bit more detailed on what audience that you want to go after. So in Facebook marketing, you can select just businesses only, and shoot, where you might not be driving that traffic to your direct-to-consumer website. So why not just, if you're not doing that, then set up just an audience for business to business only, and drive it to Amazon. You might find some really good successes there.
And not to get sort of off topic, of Amazon B2B, but as on the topic of driving off-site traffic to Amazon, it's that brand referral bonus, man. We've got a couple of videos out about this. We'll talk about this in a couple of different other podcasts, but your brand referral bonus is going to give you 10%. If you don't know what it is, it's when you drive a sale from anywhere off Amazon to Amazon, whether it be from social media, from your own website, from anywhere.
Email.
You get a special attribution link in your campaign manager. You post it on, like I said, social media, your website, X, Y, and Z. People click on that link. They go from wherever they are to Amazon. Someone purchases your product on that link, whatever it links to. You're getting 10% of your price back, which is you're printing money, basically. We've talked about this a lot, but it is really just in our what do you call it? In our episode with the off Amazon traffic episode with Stephanie and Cutter, it really is just, you're basically printing money. They were saying that they've seen some examples of people that they're doing this with that, you sell a product for $100, you get $10 back. That's your advertising cost.
Yeah,
that's you advertising that product for free because you drove traffic from your social media, which if you don't have a social media in 2024, get on that. Kids, anyone that's going to buy your product is going to be on social media, so you need to be on their marketing. That's a whole different episode, though, that we've already kind of filmed, but that's another episode for you to watch. And it's just you need to be focusing on driving that off Amazon traffic to, again, just get that bonus. That it really is going to be huge. Amazon themselves have said a lot of times from a couple of the different conferences we've been to already, that 2024 is going to be the year of off Amazon traffic. Is how much can you bring in from other websites, from other social medias, can you bring in to Amazon to then get a sale on your products? And the biggest thing is, again, going to be that brand referral bonus. It's really, like James said, it's going to be. So you want to get on that if you're not on it already. We make full use of that here at Velocity, especially with our social media services. Definitely, again, just driving that traffic back to your listings, really essentially printing money from Amazon. Eric and James, any final thoughts on Amazon business? Anything that we can share? Any other tips that you have that you were holding back on me for to just share with our viewers?
Just do it.
Do it. Yeah.
Like,
I'm right there with you, Eric.
I mean, that's
that was going to be mine.
Yeah. Like the that B2B Central, like James touched on it a little bit. It's just, it's got a nice line graph. It'll tell you year over year. It'll tell you your percentage of B2B versus your B2C. So you might be, 98% right now is B2C and B2B is 2%, right? You put the tiers in, or just start with a business price. James mentioned that just drop it by a cent, or maybe pizza. That whoever said it, great advice. Drop it 1 penny. You're mixing in, right? mark the date that you did that, start checking back on that B2B Central. You're going to start seeing that thing go up. You're leaving dollars on the table if you don't participate in this. Businesses shop just like everybody else. Businesses are people, as they say. So just make sure that you're presenting those businesses with a good offer. And again, even if you're selling doilies, even if you're selling, I don't know, walnuts or other things that are on my desk, pens, like whatever, put that in there, mix in, start making that money.
No special secrets. I think, Pete, like Eric said, just do it, right? Just get it, use it as an initiative, try it, see if it works, see if, use your metrics, see if you could have some KPIs. I think you'll be really surprised.
Well, I want to thank you both for being on the show. This is a great topic that I feel like gets really overlooked by a lot of sellers. So if you're someone that sells on Amazon that just learned something new today, go ahead and try it out. It's, like I said, it's completely free to use. It really can't hurt you. Don't go too crazy on your discounts, but other than that, it really is simple and straightforward. And thanks for watching, guys. I'm Velocity Pete, and we'll see you next week with another episode.